delivery, and you don't bowl so many those to Jayasuriya and expect to get away with it. He didn't try and hit very hard, he just whipped it away on the leg side, made sure he picked the gap.
That was really a juicy full toss to Jayasuriya on his legs, and with all those wicket areas, Jayasuriya had no difficulty in just nudging it away for four. Just hit it very firmly. So Venkat Prasad certainly will have to come up with a better approach. He certainly has.
That's up and over. He does that very well. You can't afford to stray onto the leg stump. He doesn't worry about hitting it on the ground. He just waits for the ball, picks it up, and lands it about 2/3 of the way to the boundary with very little effort.
Prasad continued to struggle with his line. That time once again straying on Jayasuriya's leg side, and easy pickings for him. So the Sri Lankans showing no inhibitions at all, despite the fact that they're just 43 runs behind, taking on the Indian bowlers and punishing whatever is loose.
So if Sri Lanka can get to about a lead of about 250, 300 by the end of tomorrow, it'll be quite interesting. And the positive way these two players have been playing, both Jayasuriya and Athapattu. That's a nice shot from Jayasuriya going through with it, pitched right up to him. And if they go in this positive way, Tony, and get you a lead of about 250, 300 by the end of tomorrow, we'll be having a match in the hand.
And pulled away, no problem at all. It's not quite timed it as well as he would have liked. And Kumble will have the opportunity to just pull it back inside the rope. So another 3 runs here for the Sri Lankans. And as Barry Richards mentioned in the previous over, they've really had no problems. But what has disappointed me has been the body language of the Indians when they came out. They should have been at the batsman's throat. Even if they couldn't do it, at least that attitude should have been there, because they were up and ahead by 43 runs. The Sri Lankan batsmen have had no problems whatsoever.
It's well deflected and well timed for 4. So the early exchanges now beginning to shift towards Sri Lanka with a spate of run scoring.
Very good shot, really. Much better than it looks. That one pitched about middle stump and carried on straight. It wasn't as though it spun there and he just went with the spin. He actually worked the ball around the...
And he's blazed that away through the offside. Sidhu is there, and he'll still pick up a single to bring up another half-century. It's been a very consistent year for Sanath Jayasuriya, 108 for 1.
Jayasuriya, very strong man.
That is a typical Jayasuriya stroke. Gone all the way. He's got powerful forearms, this fellow. And when he picks it up, it usually does go all the way. That's one of his trademark strokes.
He really does pick the ball up early. As soon as it left the bowler's hand, he'd made his decision that this ball was in flight, going to be in flight for a little bit longer. Had a bit of loop on it, so he just hit through the line. Those powerful forearms of his, and great timing.
Well, it's 4 runs. He really didn't have much space between the fielder at deep point and the third man, and yet he found it. Magnificent stroke.
Really was well struck, but there are a lot of fieldsmen around that I know that would have dived to try and cut this ball off. Timing and placement impeccable, but the square fieldsman made reasonable ground, but it needed a desperate attempt if he was going to cut it off, and the desperation was missing. It's a misfield, and that'll go to the boundary. Whereas there probably have been a few players through the history of Test cricket who would have thought more about themselves than being not out at the end of the innings. So it was refreshing. 140 for 1. This was the last ball of the over. Struck firmly by...
Oh, he's gone over the top again and timed it again beautifully. One bounce over the ropes for another boundary.
This is the second time in this innings that Sanath Jayasuriya has picked up Kumble and hit him over mid-wicket. It's a good shot there, Sanath Jayasuriya getting up to the pitch of it and swatting it away into that vacant region.
And it'll be 2 for 76. Again, getting it fine and beating even the man at short fine leg.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure of this tactic, trying to attack his leg stump. It just does give him a free swing, and that one's just got a very fine under edge, and it's fairly raced away. It really isn't trying to get him out by bowling out there, and just trying to keep the runs down, and that's not happening either.
So that's taken him to 97, and the lead now worth 150. Again, 10 boundaries, 1-6, and this partnership now worth 49 between De Silva and Jayasuriya.
This time he works it away. Perhaps not the most technically correct shot in the world, but he wasn't going to waste any time. We saw him last week rush through the 90s, and here he is again, another Test 100. Much to the delight of his teammates and no doubt his coach as well.
Yeah, I'm so thrilled for him. He's an amazing character, isn't he? He's made something from nothing there. Got sick and tired of blocking 4 in a row. Had he missed this one, it probably would have bowled him, but he's got it away just through square leg, and there's his 100.
Again, using the angle of the right arm bowler coming around the wicket. It was probably off middle stump, but if you are seeing the ball well like Jayasuriya is at the moment, you can just work on the angle. The ball's coming in towards the pads and just flick it away as he does here. So it was probably middle and leg. And he hits the ball with such precision that, again, even though he's hitting supposedly across the line and closing the face, he still hits it in the middle of the bat. Down the ground, that'll be 6.
I'll get it. No, it landed just short. Just short of the commentary box. Sweet time of the ball. Magnificent straight 6. He's picked this up from outside the off stump. Ganguly gave him just that little bit of room out there, and over it went. Not only has it just cleared the rope, it's gone over by about 20 to 30 metres.
This time he goes down the ground again. It's a bit flatter, it won't go all the way. 4 runs, so 10 runs off the last 2 balls. Jayasuriya looks like he's really enjoying himself out there. Maybe it's time to accelerate. He's up the ante. Have to keep an eye on the umpire because he could get exhausted if he's got to keep this up for any length of time. 1 bounce over the rope.
Jayasuriya on strike. Given the width and smashed through the offside. There is a man at deep point, but he can only be a spectator as that ball crashes into the advertising holdings at the back. Terrific power imparted again by Sanath Jayasuriya.
There's no stopping Jayasuriya at that time. As soon as he got the width, carves it away past point. Just see that ball racing towards the ropes. Coming down very hard on it, rips.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Just eased it through the covers for 4 more.
Beautifully played by Jayasuriya. As Ravi did mention, Mohanty not much swing, in fact gun barrel straight, and De Silva Jayasuriya easing into it. Caressed it in fact into the gap. It's perfectly played.
Again, such lovely balance. And Jayasuriya still manages to sweep it for yet another boundary. He's played this shot most effectively against Anil Kumble right through this innings. And another boundary to end the over. 274 for 2.
And come back into the left-hander.
There's his 150. Sidhu has made some great ground around the boundary. One-hand piece of fielding. Perhaps not the quickest or the best fielder around the place, Sidhu, but a great job there. Another 150. Second in successive test matches from Sanath Jayasuriya. Just a little prayer of thanks there for his good fortune. He hasn't needed much good fortune today, really. He has played well. Slashes away over the offside this time. He tends to do that more than you ever see him play the hook shot. If they bowl it straight at him, he generally ducks under it, but if they get towards off stump at all, we've seen it so often in one-day cricket, he'll just slash it away over the gully fieldsman. He's picked the gap again.
Played that with so much of ease, but he come there comfortable with that shot.
Down comes Jayasuriya this time, slaps it down the ground. Sidhu moves around. They'll come back for 2.
The Sri Lankans are looking at their tactics after tea. It's quite clear they want to give the Indians some batting tonight. Some more runs here for Jayasuriya. He'll look for 2 and get it. So he moves into the 170s. He's 170 not out now. What a series he's having.
This really has been a job of containment for the Indians. Jayasuriya, a real thorn in their flesh. There's no stopping him. He's unstoppable at times, and this is one occasion.
And smash back, straight back past the bowler. Sidhu again has some work to do, and again very good work there by Navjot Sidhu. He saved at least 10 runs in the session after tea. The ball has followed him, but he's put in a good effort here.
This really has been a very fine example by Sidhu. He's really shown everyone around that.
Oh, that smash back past Venkatesh Prasad. Good job, he got his hand out of the way. That was going like a tracer bullet.
That really came back like a bullet on Venkatesh Prasad, and I think he did well to get out of the way. He certainly was in danger. Jayasuriya just crashed into that.
Well, umpire Rudy Kurtzen saying there that even he had to get out of the way to an extent, but that really rocketed into the fence. Tremendous eye-hand coordination there. And this time straight down the ground, long off is wide, and he has no chance. This is brutal force being employed by Jayasuriya here.
This is Jayasuriya really at his brilliant best. I mean, there's no stopping him. Some of those shots really going down like a tracer bullet past the bowler and the fielders.
It's already 2 boundaries for him in this over. And this will be boundary number 3. He's finding the gaps here at will. The field is spread out, almost 6 fielders on the boundary line. Still this man is finding the fence. That boundary bringing up the 200-run partnership.
All when setting the field, but there's Jayasuriya picking the gaps every time the field has been moved. So what can...
Oh, this has taken the edge. Again, there's no slip. So this is a similar shot to what De Silva played in the previous over. The result the same, this time to Jayasuriya.
So Kumble absolutely exasperated. Cannot do anything about it with Jayasuriya getting the thinnest of edges and the ball going past or into the wicket.
They've just given runs away this afternoon. They've stopped trying to get them out. Really couldn't see where they could possibly take a wicket. Now with a single required, everybody's in the circle. That won't slow him down, it's bowled him. Oh, he's tried to go over the top. Well, at least they found something out from this little exercise, that if you make the batsman try and do something different and go over the top, you may force them into making a mistake. And Jayasuriya has done just that, hitting across the line. He's out bowled for 199.
Yes, I hope that's an object lesson to Sachin Tendulkar. They've been giving runs away, really have been giving runs away, really not made the batsman play over the top. Yes, nice full delivery, made him play across. Just took the pad and then the stumps, so very unfortunate for Jayasuriya. One short of his double 100.
Well, strangely, as we look again from the stump camera, we'll see it rattle here as the bail goes flying.